Most people are taught that thoughts create reality, but that's only half the truth. The deeper truth, the one that quantum physics has been pointing to for over a century, is that your emotions are what actually shape your quantum field, and therefore your entire life. You can think positive thoughts all day long, you can visualize, you can repeat affirmations, but if your emotional state remains the same, your reality will remain the same. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why your emotions create your reality, the quantum science behind it, and give you multiple practical techniques you can use immediately to change your emotional frequency and, as a result, change your life. Let me ask you something honestly. How many times have you tried to manifest something, money, love, health, or a better life, only to feel like you're doing everything right, but nothing is changing? You've watched the videos, you've read the books, you've repeated the same techniques that worked for others, yet your results remain inconsistent at best. This isn't because you're doing something wrong. It's because most manifestation teachings stop at the level of thought. They tell you to think differently, but they rarely teach you how to feel differently. And feeling is where the real power lies. Your thoughts are like the steering wheel. Your emotions are the engine. You can turn the wheel all you want, but if the engine isn't running, you're not going anywhere. This is why so many people get stuck. They change their thoughts but keep the same emotional frequency. And the quantum field responds to frequency, not to words. So let's start with the quantum truth. In quantum physics, the observer effect tells us that particles behave differently when they are observed. At the smallest level of reality, consciousness appears to influence matter. But here's what most people miss. It's not just mental observation that matters. It's the emotional state of the observer. Your body is a biological antenna. It constantly emits an electromagnetic field. Scientists at the HeartMath Institute have measured that the heart's electromagnetic field is approximately 5,000 times stronger than the brain's. This field extends several feet beyond your body, and it carries information. When you feel an emotion, any emotion, you are generating a specific frequency in this field. Fear has one frequency, gratitude has another, anxiety has one, peace has another. The quantum field, the invisible field of infinite potential that underlies all of reality, responds to the dominant frequency you are broadcasting. This is not metaphor. This is measurable physics. Your emotions are not just internal experiences, they are signals, and the universe is constantly reading those signals. Let's go even deeper. In quantum mechanics, we know that particles can become entangled. When two particles are entangled, they remain connected regardless of distance. Change one, and the other changes instantly. Your emotions create a similar kind of entanglement with your reality. When you consistently feel a certain emotion, you become entangled with experiences that match that emotional frequency. This is why someone who feels chronically anxious often experiences more things to be anxious about. And someone who feels deeply peaceful tends to attract more peaceful circumstances. This isn't punishment or reward, it's resonance. Like attracts like at the level of frequency. Your emotional state determines which version of reality you are resonant with. And because the quantum field contains infinite possibilities, the version you experience is the one your emotional frequency is tuned to. This is the quantum truth most manifestation teachings overlook. They focus on visualization and affirmation, which are mental. But the quantum field doesn't respond primarily to mental pictures. It responds to the feeling behind those pictures. This is why two people can do the exact same technique and get completely different results. One person feels the reality is already true. The other is just going through the motions while still feeling lack underneath. The difference is not in the technique. The difference is in the emotional signal. Now let's address the biggest misconception in the manifestation world. Many teachers say, change your thoughts and your life will change. And while there is truth in that, it's incomplete. Your thoughts are incredibly important, but they are secondary. Here's why. Your thoughts can change in seconds. You can go from thinking, I'm broke, to I am wealthy in an instant. But your emotional state often lags behind. You can think wealthy thoughts while still feeling the emotion of scarcity. And the quantum field responds to the stronger signal. Your emotions are generated in the body. They involve hormones, the nervous system, and the heart's electromagnetic field. This makes them much more powerful than thoughts alone. Neuroscience shows that emotions can override rational thought. This is why you can know something intellectually, but still feel the opposite. In quantum terms, your emotional state is the dominant frequency. Your thoughts are like the lyrics. Your emotions are the music. The quantum field doesn't hear the lyrics clearly if the music is loud and dissonant. This is why forced positive thinking often fails. You're trying to change the lyrics while the music stays the same. True transformation happens when you change the music, your emotional frequency. Let's look at the actual science. The HeartMath Institute has conducted decades of research on the heart's electromagnetic field and its relationship to emotions. They discovered that when a person experiences coherent emotions, such as appreciation, compassion, or care, their heart rhythm becomes highly ordered. This creates a state called heart coherence. In this state, the heart, brain, and nervous system work in harmony, and the electromagnetic field becomes stronger and more organized. When someone experiences incoherent emotions, frustration, anxiety, or anger, their heart rhythm becomes chaotic. This creates a weaker, more scattered field. Here's what's most important for manifestation. In a state of heart coherence, the body becomes more receptive to information from the quantum field. In a state of emotional incoherence, the body is essentially noisy and less able to receive new possibilities. This explains why people often manifest best when they are in a relaxed, grateful, or loving state. Those emotional states create coherence. It also explains why trying to manifest from a place of desperation almost never works. Desperation creates incoherence. Your emotional state literally changes how your body interacts with the quantum field. This isn't spiritual bypassing. This is measurable biology and physics. Now let's move into practical application. The first technique I want to teach you is called the 90-second emotional shift. This is a simple but extremely powerful method based on both neuroscience and quantum principles. Here's how it works. When you notice yourself in a low emotional state, follow these 3 steps. Step 1. Name the emotion without judgment. Simply say to yourself, I'm feeling anxiety, or I'm feeling lack. Naming the emotion reduces its intensity and creates a small space between you and the feeling. Step 2. Place your hand on your heart. This activates the heart's electromagnetic field and begins shifting your focus from the head to the heart. Step 3. Breathe deeply for 90 seconds while focusing on a desired feeling. Choose a feeling you want to experience: peace, safety, gratitude, or confidence. Even if it feels small at first, focus on it. Breathe into that feeling for a full 90 seconds. The reason this works is because emotions have a natural lifespan of about 90 seconds in the body. After 90 seconds, the chemical reaction begins to fade unless you keep feeding it with more thoughts. By consciously choosing a new feeling for 90 seconds, you interrupt the old emotional pattern and begin broadcasting a new frequency. This is not about forcing positivity. It's about consciously choosing a new signal. The second technique is called emotional state rehearsal. This is one of the most powerful methods for long-term emotional mastery. Most people rehearse negative emotional states without realizing it. They mentally replay arguments. They imagine worst-case scenarios. They feel the emotions of those imaginary situations as if they were real. This is emotional state rehearsal, but in the wrong direction. Here's how to do it correctly. Choose a situation you want to manifest or improve. Instead of visualizing the outcome, visualize yourself feeling a specific emotion in that situation. For example, if you want to manifest financial abundance, don't just see money. See yourself feeling deeply secure and grateful about money. Feel the emotion of financial peace as vividly as possible. Do this for 5-10 minutes daily. The quantum field responds to the emotional state you rehearse. When you consistently rehearse a particular emotional state, you become entangled with realities that match that state. This is why some people seem lucky. They have unconsciously rehearsed positive emotional states for years. The third technique is called the quantum emotion anchor. This uses the principle of conditioning to create rapid emotional shifts. Here's how to create one. Choose a physical gesture, touching your thumb and middle finger, placing your hand on your heart, or touching your wrist. Think of a time when you felt an extremely positive emotion, joy, love, peace, or gratitude. Fully relive that moment while making the physical gesture. Hold the gesture and the feeling for 30-60 seconds. Repeat this process 5-7 times over several days. After consistent practice, simply making the gesture will begin to trigger the positive emotional state. This is powerful because it gives you an instant tool to shift your frequency whenever you need it, before a meeting, during stress, or when manifesting. You're essentially creating a quantum shortcut to a coherent emotional state. The fourth technique is the daily emotional audit. This builds long-term emotional awareness. Every evening, take 5 minutes and ask yourself, what was the dominant emotion I felt today? When did I feel the most coherent? When did I feel the most incoherent? What triggered the shift? Write down your answers. Over time, you'll begin to see patterns. You'll discover which situations, people, or thoughts consistently lower your emotional frequency, and which ones raise it. This awareness alone is transformative, because you cannot change what you are not aware of. Many people live on emotional autopilot. The daily emotional audit brings you back into conscious control of your frequency. Now I want to guide you through a powerful practice called the quantum state meditation. This combines everything we've discussed. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Place both hands on your heart. Take 3 deep breaths. Now bring your attention to your emotional state right now. Without judgment, simply notice how you feel. On your next exhale, imagine releasing any incoherent emotions. On your next inhale, imagine breathing in coherence, peace, and alignment. Now choose one emotion you want to embody. Peace, gratitude, love, or confidence. Feel that emotion as if it were already true. Don't try to force it, just allow it to arise. Stay with this feeling for the next few minutes. Let it expand through your entire body and into the field around you. You are now consciously broadcasting a new frequency into the quantum field. Before we wrap up, let's talk about the most common mistakes people make when working with emotions and manifestation. Mistake number 1, forcing positive emotions. Trying to force yourself to feel good often creates resistance. Instead of forcing, allow and choose. Mistake number 2, inconsistency. Doing these techniques once or twice and expecting results. Emotional frequency requires consistent practice, just like building muscle. Mistake number 3, ignoring the body. Many people try to change emotions only through the mind. True emotional mastery requires working with the body, breath, posture, and physical anchors. Mistake number 4, expecting instant results. While shifts can happen quickly, lasting change takes time. Be patient with yourself. Mistake number 5, using techniques from a place of lack. If you're doing these practices because you feel desperate, you're still broadcasting lack. Do them from a place of curiosity and self-love instead. I want to share a few real examples from people who have applied these principles. One woman was struggling with chronic anxiety about her career. She practiced the 90-second emotional shift and emotional state rehearsal for 30 days. Within 2 months, she received an unexpected job offer that aligned perfectly with her desires. Another man was trying to manifest a relationship while feeling lonely and desperate. After shifting his emotional state using the quantum emotion anchor, he met his partner within 6 weeks. These results didn't come from changing their thoughts alone. They came from changing their emotional frequency. Once you master your emotional frequency, you can apply it to every area of life, manifesting money from a state of security rather than lack, healing relationships by broadcasting love instead of resentment, improving health by feeling vitality instead of fear, accelerating spiritual growth by living in coherence. Your emotional state becomes your greatest manifestation tool. Your emotions are not something that happen to you. They are something you can direct. And when you direct them consciously, you become a deliberate creator of your reality. This is the quantum truth. If this video resonated with you, comment the word signal below. I'll personally reply with an advanced emotional mastery practice. If you want more deep content like this, subscribe to Quantum Soul Lab and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.